So today has not gone to plan at all. Last night Jake and I were discussing topics, but then the fear and the nerves and the anxiety of week 2 of well and truly kicked in this morning, and he just wasn't up for it. He didn't want to be on film, which is absolutely his choice, and I certainly don't want to force him to do something he doesn't want to do. Some days he's really up for it, other days he's not so much, and that's cool. So my intention was to kind of come on this morning and talk to you about yesterday, because yesterday was an eventful day for us, and there were a lot of things that were good talking points for the video, and I will get onto those in a second. But my morning's not gone so well either, because I was due to go to the gym, but on the way to school my car has developed a lovely crunching and creaking sound from the front left. The story of this car is horrendous. I won't bore you with it, but it's just, yeah, it's I bought it 4 or 5 months ago, and it's cost me over £2,000 in repairs already, and £1,000 extra on top of that has gone through the warranty company. So actually it would have cost me £3,000 in repairs. It's been an absolute nightmare. Some days I just want to drive it off a cliff. So now I'm foregoing the gym, and I'm going to go to my garage. And the reason I'm doing that, two reasons. One, because I'm too busy to do both, but also, and we've talked about this in previous videos with that whole mind consumption thing, I now can't get past this issue. I can't get past this creak, this crunch, whatever this is that's causing this, because it's now in my head. I'm completely consumed with it, and until I can make sense of this, until I know what the problem is, and the time frames of getting it repaired and how much it's going to cost, I can't focus. So unfortunately the gym's got to go. I'll have to try and find another time for the gym. Again, because of my busy work schedule, I was restricted anyway with the gym to Mondays and Fridays, and then one day at the weekend, which isn't ideal. I don't really want to go Mondays and Fridays. I'd rather just go, evenly out across the week, but life's not perfect. We don't live in a perfect world. So I kind of agreed to do, in my own mind, to do Mondays, Fridays and probably Sundays. And now I can't do today, because I won't be able to focus on it. I have to get this thing, whatever this is. I've got a feeling I know what it is, but I need to get it fixed, or at least processed in my mind. I'm not going to get it fixed today. It's not just a quick fix, but as long as I know what the next step is, I can then regulate myself and go, okay, I now know what the logical next step is. I know what the issue is. I can process that, and I can move on to whatever else I've got to do today, which is a lot of work. But until I get that diagnosis, if you like, I'm useless, to be honest. And this is what worries me about if I was to ever get ill. If I was to ever, the amount of people that get ill in the world. And I mean, my mum, for example, whenever she gets poorly, whatever it may be, she just never worries about it. She never thinks to herself, that's game over. Whereas I know that if I was to get ill and it was something that was going to take a while to diagnose, or a while to fix, or a while to cure, or whatever, I just don't know how I would cope. I don't know how I would manage. I would have to find ways of compartmentalizing all of the different stages of that illness so that I could move forward, because I think it would just consume me. I've always worried about that. Always worried about the day, perhaps when I get a bit older and I've got, things start to go wrong, possibly, that I just don't know how I'm going to cope with it. I don't know if the microphone is picking this up, but this suspension's crunching like a good one at the moment, and I do think it is the suspension. But yeah, let me know in the comments. Tell me, are you the same when you've got something that's gone wrong, whether with yourself or with something else or just in general life? And are you able to compartmentalize it? Are you able to get past it and move on and focus on what you need to do for the day? Or do you have to have something happen first to make sense of it? How does it impact you? Because for me, I've always been like this. When something happens that I don't know the answer, and it's just kind of sitting there in the world, kind of as a, oh, it could be this, it could be that. What if, as an unknown, if you like, I'm in trouble. I'm banging trouble. And that's why I've had to forego the gym. A lot of people, especially avid gym goers, there's no way they would have forgoed the gym. I just thought, oh, it's only a creak. It's only a creak, I'll live with that. Do you know, so many of the little knocks and rattles that I've had on cars over the years that I've had to get fixed, like, and I mean had to get fixed. They were stressing me out to no end. Linz will say to me, I can't even hear them. She's oblivious to them. And I think a lot of people in cars are oblivious to things. They just think, oh, well, that's a rattle, cars rattle. But for me, I think maybe because I'm a petrol head and I understand cars, I know the difference between a panel creak or a trim creak and a something's going to fall off creak. And this is more of a something's going to fall off creak. So I'm now on my way to the garage. I've rung my garage. I've been going there for 13 years with both cars, this and the BM. And they answer the phone to me and I go, all right, hello Ian. And he goes, oh no, what's wrong now? Because this car's been in there so many times in the last 5 months. Probably more than my BMW's been in there in the last 5 years. But I'm on my way there. We'll jack it up, see if it's what I think it is. And providing they can diagnose it and say, yeah, it's that needs to be changed, mate, that's knackered, I'll come away happy. Because I'll book it in and I'll have a date of when it's going to get fixed. I'll know what the problem is and I can move forward. But until that happens, useless. Absolutely useless. Okay, so the trip to the garage, although it took longer than I hoped, has been successful. BM workshops in Chart Sutton, just outside Maidstone, are without question the best garage I've ever known. And the reason they're perfect for me is because where I get so consumed and stressed about cars specifically, but other things as well, but cars specifically when they go wrong and I don't understand what the problem is, they are the perfect garage for me because they are incredible problem solvers. There's only two guys that are typically BMW people. It's a BMW specialist, but for me they'll work on this because they've worked on my BM for so many years. We're very, very good friends. We're on, tea and biscuit terms when I go in there. But they always solve the problem. They are just, Harvey especially, who's the guy, who's the real deep, geek mechanic, he's just incredible, absolutely incredible. And every time I come away at peace, knowing that, why did you not come out? Knowing that the problem is now going to get solved. Yes, it's going to cost me a few £100, but then I should be used to that by now with this car. But I am now at peace. It's going in on Thursday. They've got the part ordered from Mercedes, and Harvey's 100% adamant that he knows that it's that part, after obviously some investigation work in terms of what it could be. And I'm now at peace. Yes, it's still annoying where it crunches and creaks and squeaks, but because I know what it is, my mind has made peace with it. I'm no longer in chaos. on the way to the garage and dropping Jake off this morning, and I'll come on to that at another time, I was in complete chaos mentally. I couldn't let Jake see that because he was already in chaos himself about potentially being late and week 2 and all the other things that he's stressing about at the moment with school. But I was, behind the eyes, I was burning. Yeah. So I'm now at peace. I can go home and I can concentrate on work, concentrate on getting done what's on my job list for the day, and knowing that in 3 days' time it'll all be fixed. All ready to drive to Bath in a couple of weeks for Lindsay's big 4-0. Can't wait for that. We'll see if this video continues for another 10 minutes, and you'll see that from the timeline. That means Jake was up for a conversation when he came out of school. Or this could be the end of day 6. I don't know at this stage.